game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for a spot in the semifinals, CLG versus MiG Blaze. Game number 1 is about to get underway, and immediately both teams kind of setting up in each other's well, the
red jungle.
What do you call that bush, actually?
That's the bottom, or like the bottom jungle.
The bottom bush and the top bush, I guess?
Both teams are invading each other's reds, because Mundo's known for starting red, Udyr not so much, but CLG really wants to catch Mundo starting red, but Blaze sort of read that, and they're invading the other team's red, because they know CLG is coming towards their red. It's a really good, if both teams steal red, it's better for Blaze than CLG.
Huh. We also saw right before the game started that Lustboy was about to go double heal on the support and the AD, but then he switched out for the exhaust early on. Is that because they were talking and trying to figure out their strategy right before going into the game?
I think a double heal is pretty bad because heal has a debuff. Once you use it for 30 seconds, you won't get the full heal back from another heal, so it's better to have a different summoner spell such as exhaust.
And both teams looking like they're basically setting up to catch an invasion, and when they realized that invasion was not happening, just going back and doing their own thing. So it turns out we're just going to have a completely normal uninvading start here. Helios is going to pick up the Wolves and get a little bit of help with the blue buff as well.
Yeah, Chaucer was even especially worried about the invasion, so he did actually grab Clairvoyance. He was able to check his own jungle to make sure that they were blocking one area by themselves, and then they used CV on the other area to make sure they covered both paths into the jungle and are able to start it off exactly how they want to.
Ooh, this is interesting.
Mundo didn't use Smite on the blue, so he wants to save it for red for a counter jungle attempt or so. While St. Bishop did the same thing, he didn't use Smite either, so both junglers expecting some kind of an invade. They want to be very, very safe.
It's interesting. We actually see that a lot more lately, although oftentimes it's because they want to invade and try and steal the enemy red buff or something like that. But they're just doing it just to both protect their own reds. So
Double F getting a good buckshot off on Urgot. At very early levels, Urgot and Soraka are both very weak champions, but Graves and Sona very strong early, and they're really pressing their advantage.
This is kind of interesting. We generally see, lately we've been seeing more like utility-based support champions in bottom, but in this case we're kind of seeing something from a few months ago, Sona and Soraka being the main picks because they're both sort of sustain champs.
Yeah, and for anyone that's just tuning in, this is still the Lulu patch. It's not the most recent patch. So a couple nerfs to Sona and Soraka, but they're still extremely strong, like you're saying, able to keep their AD champion in lane for as long as possible, able to farm up those very, very valuable minion kills.
Yes, indeed. So looks like not too much aggression going on down here at the bottom. Both players just trying to farm up. Double Lift is pushing things in a little bit more. He's gotten a little bit more damage on Captain Jack, but of course, wants Soraka. Actually, I don't know if she has her heal yet. Usually Sorakas don't take heal at 1, do they?
Oh, top lane very pushing. St. Vicious coming for a gank, and the CV goes off from CLG actually.
Yep.
They CV'd their own top when St. Vicious was ganking to fake the other team out, but Blaze didn't fall for it, and Leopard backed off, or Fantasy Star backed off.
Oh no, but then he went back in once he thought the trouble was gone. Bearstan stuns him, but Riven so hard to catch, actually flashes to escape that. That's kind of interesting. I didn't think a flash was necessary there, but oh no, St. Vicious was trying to recall back and gets caught now with Mundo in the area. Helios and Fantasy Star are both there. I don't think they know Helios is there right now.
Well, Riven pushed in when both the jungler and the top was there, so I think she sort of gave it away that I had backup too.
Okay.
I got Mundo right besides.
Yeah.
And Hasha read that, and St. Vicious read that also, and so he just backed off, didn't waste any time. Good play by St. Vicious.
Yep, so we see a summoner spell going off for MiG Blaze, so a little bit of an advantage going to CLG on the top lane. On the bottom lane, we actually see that Chaucer's been putting a lot more wards than Lustboy has, but with both teams knowing exactly where the jungler is at the time, it's a little bit safe, and yeah, now we see the ward going down in that river bush like you were talking about. So they know that when Udyr is actually going to be able to get to the bottom lane, that ward will be up to be able to see it.
Although Chaucer put in a lot of wards, again coming mid, and it felt Chaucer's been putting in a lot of wards at bottom, but he also took Clairvoyance, so he doesn't need to ward as much, especially with a Clairvoyance and Mundo ganking top more. So I feel like the ward's been wasted at bottom. He didn't need to put in that much ward this early. And Urgot and Soraka getting pushed in by Graves and Sona, which is pretty standard. Once Urgot gets his Brutalizer and Glacial Shroud, he should start winning the lane. But early on, Graves beats Urgot, and Doublelift pushing into advantage like he should.
A little bit of a dodge there. Doublelift didn't have to do a quick draw dash or anything like that. Just walking out of the way of Captain Jack's noxious charge.
And we do see Udyr grabbing a Heart of Gold very quickly. That gold for 5 items is going to allow him to get up a lot more money very quickly. And because he is such a quick jungler, he doesn't need any other items to go through it any faster. Going to make him a little bit weak for some of the ganking later on, but it's also going to make him a lot more durable. So he's going to be able to get in the face of whoever he's going to be fighting in case he sees Dr. Mundo in the jungle.
As the game goes on, Mundo is going to be a stronger jungle than Udyr because Mundo does more things late game. So St. Vicious needs to really push in his mid-game advantage, maybe get an early Oracle, maybe force Dragon, or force a 3v3 fight at bottom. If the game goes on without nothing too hectic happening, I think Blades will have a really good advantage mid-late game due to their comping stronger, and also St. Vicious So St. Vicious is playing Udyr, you're going to be a lot more useless than Mundo mid to late game.
And you were talking about Sona wasting a couple wards to that as Chowster. He didn't have enough money to buy a Philosopher's Stone when he went back, but he did actually buy Boots of Speed instead. Meanwhile, Lustboy did get that Philosopher's Stone, so she's going to be getting a lot more money going through into the mid-game like you're talking about with Udyr.
I like the Boots of Speed because, I mean, sometimes when the Urgot can't quite get a piece of the AD carry, they'll say, all right, well, I'll take the support as an appetizer, and you can see the support player getting picked off by the bottom lane instead. So a little bit extra movement speed is going to be good for getting out of the way if she gets attacked.
Now that Urgot and Soraka have some levels, Graves and Sona can't really push in their advantage. Their last kill timing is going to be when Sona hits 6 with her ult Crescendo, and Graves hits 6 with his ult, and they try to burst one person. That's the only time they'll ever get a kill at bottom. That's the last timing they have left. We'll see if they take advantage of it when they both hit 6.
Fantasy Star seems to be doing okay up here at top. I believe he came to lane with a few potions, of which he's used at least one. Yeah, it looks like he's only used one potion up there, but he's doing pretty well against Olaf so far.
Yep, he was able to grab the 2 Doran's Blades because he's been able to do some decent trades. He's going to be doing a lot more damage against Olaf if Olaf comes in, and then he is going to be getting a little bit more health. Again, this is the Lulu patch, so it still gives you 100 health per Doran's Blade.
Fantasy Star coming in for a gank mid, but he got spotted by Ward, and he doesn't know, so he's just wasting his time. And he backs up.
Too bad for him. He's going to go back up to the top. Big Fat GG, of course, sees him exit the area, so knows he doesn't have to be too cautious. Well, knows he doesn't have to be any more cautious than normal. You always kind of have to be cautious when there's Ryze just across the lane from you.
If you look at the CS right now, Olaf is at 55 with Riven at 51. There's only 4 CS difference, but Olaf has a really strong laning trade, even stronger than Riven's, and Pasha didn't press the advantage. He's playing very safe. And also for mid, Lulu has a strong early game as her Q outranges Ryze's Q, and Lulu can poke without Ryze being able to do anything, but their CS is also very similar, 57 at 60. So CLG not really pressing their advantage. They're playing really safe, but they don't have a stronger late game comp, so if the game just flows on, Blade's just going to have an edge. So CLG really needs to make a play, make it maybe a Dragon play or the 3v3 gank bottom. But Urgot and Soraka knows CLG is coming bot, so they called for Mundo. It's going to be a 3v3 fight. Yeah. And Urgot and Soraka are going to be in a better position for this fight.
Oh, there's the flash crescendo going down on Lustboy. The bear stance as well. Is Lustboy going to get away? It's so hard to kill Soraka. Now they're turning on Chowster. Chowster is going to go down to Mundo. They're turning on St. Vicious now as well. Will they be able to get the lock on? The flash goes down. I think those two are going to escape. And both the mids coming down as well, chasing each other through the jungle at this point as well. And it looks like all of CLG is going to... No, Fantasy Star is even here too, while Olaf is still back up top. And MiG Blaze is going to take this opportunity while part of the team is dead and part of the team is scared off to get a free dragon.
exactly what I said. CLG wanted to force a 3v3 fight bottom, and Mundo saw the gank coming, so he came in and he was ready to respond to the gank, and Blaze came out on top.
Yeah, if it was a 2v3 or 3v2 in favor of CLG, attacking Soraka might have been a good decision in that place, but when they used Crescendo on Soraka, it was kind of wasted for when Mundo came in, and with the hyperkinetic position reverser, they were able to put CLG out of position and actually give the first blood to MiG Blaze.
By the way, we did see an example of exactly what Loco Doku was telling us before the game about how Graves can just dodge things. He dodged the noxious gas, he dodged the Acid Hunter as well, so taking as little damage as possible from that. And the battle resumes here in the bottom. Of course, we do have Urgot still only with, he hasn't got back to buy yet, but he's going to have some money in the bank with that assist and all the creeps he's been killing.
Hotshot went Doran Shield versus Riven, which means he's having a very hard time in lane. He really shouldn't be having a hard time in lane versus Riven, but Fantasy Star, a very strong Riven player, and he's showing he knows the champ inside and out, being able to win counter lanes such as Olaf.
Yeah, we saw the last time that Hotshot went back, he was actually at half health and almost no mana. Meanwhile, Finistar was up over 80% health, so he is being pressured a lot. He did have to grab that Doran Shield and also the Ninja Tabby to be able to get the extra movement speed to get away from Riven. And hopefully get away from Mundo. Nice dodge
dodges,
there. It is going to be
infected
enough.
briefcase, which would have slowed him down.
Very good play by Hotshot right there. Mundo ulted trying to force Hotshot to use his ult also to try to escape from Mundo, but Hotshot dodged the cleaver, and then he did the true damage thing and the Q, so Mundo was forced to back off.
Yeah, very nice play. He didn't actually lose any health other than the health from his abilities, so he is able to stay in lane when Mundo was trying to muscle him out completely.
And Urgot now with the Brutalizer. Brutalizer is a stronger early game item than what the standard AD carry would get, such as BF Swords. So Urgot is going to have an advantage over Graves right now, even though he's behind on gold due to him having less BF.
Uh-oh, Ryze goes in for an attack on Big Fat GG, but gets turned into a cute animal period for a small period, and is not able to continue his assault. Helios has snuck into the bush here. I don't think he has been seen. Chowster and Doublelift are in danger, and they don't know it. Doublelift, if he gets any closer, I think he's going to get jumped on. There he goes. Captain Jack going behind him. They can do all kinds of damage. He's going to position reverser and back out of safety. And Doublelift gets exhausted and completely annihilated. Urgot gets the kill. Wow, Blaze is doing an excellent, excellent job. They're pulling off these ganks magnificently.
Yeah, Urgot was behind by about 5 CS, not a big deal at the time, but he was up by an assist, and now he's up by a kill as well. So really, really nice job by Captain Jack in the bottom lane, not even having to use heal yet because of just the 3v2 or the 3v3 ganks that have been occurring. Really, really nice communication by MiG Blaze, able to once again pass the blue buff to Ambition in the middle, so he's going to be able to go back, heal, buy a few more items, and then be able to spam to try to level up that tier of the goddess as much as possible, moving into the middle of the game.
Urgot actually flashed forward to try to swap Sona, but Chowster kept his distance while Doublelift was way to forward position, and he got swapped instead of Sona.
Yeah, that was pretty cool of him to basically lead the way and then be able to swap him back out as soon as he got past, so he was able to get maximum damage. Doublelift back in lane now, trying to farm himself back up. Fantasy Star is... never mind.
14 minutes into the game, and Chowster still doesn't have a goal for 5 items. He's going to be very, very behind as the game goes on.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, he's gone... Yeah, he still has the Fairy Charm. He went for Ruby Crystal. That's interesting. I guess he's kind of started 2 gold per 5s. He started the Heart of Gold and started, of course, the Philosopher's Stone, but hasn't completed either. That's kind of interesting that he started both. Probably just a factor of when he had to go back. He only had a certain amount of money.
I'm pretty sure Chowster wanted to finish his Philosopher's Stone, but he realized with the Philosopher's Stone, he's going to be a very easy target for Urgot. So he built Ruby Crystal to boost his HP somewhat.
We also see that Lustboy was able to get a vision ward within the bushes of CLG, and that actually made it so it was impossible for Chowster to put any wards, which made that previous gank actually possible to occur. When there's no wards in the bushes, Doublelift was a little bit more aggressive than he should have been, and that's how he got caught out.
Hotshot GG has a moment here by himself to contemplate a situation, get some free kills. But Riven's going to come back in just a moment, going around through the river to double check. And we're getting some pings down on the bottom here, actually, which is interesting since there's nothing really going on there. There's a couple in middle.
Well, they see that Graves is in the middle, so that the AD is missing for CLG at the bottom lane, meaning that they might actually be trying to catch MLG Blaze off guard, or MLG can actually set up a gank or some sort of surprise waylay when Graves does try to return to the bottom lane.
Well, Riven also went Brutalizer, which is a more early game focused item. I'm surprised he didn't go Bloodthirster, as he was winning his lane already, and Brutalizer wouldn't really change that either way. You would go Brutalizer if you wanted to stomp the lane, or if you were actually losing the lane and you needed some damage.
I like that St. Vicious has gone for the early oracles on his Udyr. I think I see him get early oracles on Udyr a lot, and it's going to be really, really helpful. Oh, having to back out there. 3v3 situation, but it can be really helpful to clear out those wards, make sure that your opponent doesn't have much vision going on.
Oh, now Dragon is up, and I think MI's Blade is preparing for a 4v4 fight at Dragon.
Yep, Lulu is out of position here, so if they can get it quick, they will not be able to contest it. It looks like St. Vicious wants to go in here, soaks up some damage, soaks up the position reverser, and has to flash out. Crescendo goes down on everyone, and they cannot capitalize with Lulu not quite there yet. Well, and Lulu not being as strong as Ryze either. They cannot capitalize on that situation, and now CLG forced to use another flash to escape. It looks like they are not going to lose anyone here, but they lose the Dragon, and they're forced out of position.
Yeah, during that Dragon fight, Olaf and Riven were actually having a little bit of engagement as well. And while you said Riven was winning the lane, she was actually losing that fight quite considerably. So the Brutalizer was a good choice, but not quite good enough in that situation. She was forced to go home, allowing Olaf to completely take the top turret for CLG.
Yep, so Riven lost the tower as she's been roaming a lot. Now Hotshot GG has a chance to roam the lane while Riven has to stake. So to make sure Hotshot GG can't farm, Hotshot can push the lane and go help somewhere else.
Yeah, Riven also has gone pretty much all damage, whereas Olaf has gone for the Doran's Shield, the Ninja Tabby, and has an extra cloth armor. So he has a ton of armor right now. He's not taking a lot of damage from Riven, and can deal a lot of damage back to Riven, of course, with the true damage he deals from his E. So, Hotshot. Oh no, he might get caught here. Yep, able to get out with Ragnarok, keeping him from being slowed down.
Just barely not having enough mana to actually pull that off, but he gets out. He just has to use his ultimate. Now he can actually go back safely, buy a few more items, and be a bit more of a beefy tank like you're talking about for his team. They did lose that Dragon. There's going to be another 4.5 minutes before it comes up again, but they can start to push down middle or bottom turret. Now that they took out the top turret, he has a little bit more flexibility to roam like you were talking about, Loco.
Mundo just bought an Oracle and consumed it, so MIZ Blaze is getting ready to invade and make some plays.
Yep, Chowster gets hit with the Nocturne charge, has to fall back a little bit to keep from getting hit by some Acid Hunters. So yeah, we are seeing Urgot being a lot more aggressive here now. 160 CS to 150 of Graves, so he's starting to win in that result as well. And it looks like they're probably going to get the bottom tower here. Whoa, double lift. Now St. Vicious is going to show up and even that out.
Yeah, St. Vicious will be able to come in and defend the turret, but Captain Jack being really smart and focusing on double lift to make sure that as soon as St. Vicious needs to go away, double lift can't hold the lane on its own. He has to go back as well. Just making sure that Captain Jack can take that advantage he has and just make it bigger and bigger as the game goes on.
Uh-oh, going in, trying to stun Captain Jack on tower, so if he takes damage, he'll take a tower hit. One tower hit does go down on Urgot, trading an Acid Hunter back, though. And it looks like that little battle just does get halted. Fantasy Star is setting up for a possible gank in the middle, though.
Ryze has his flash up, he could flash W. Oh, and he does it. Oh, and that is dead.
But Lulu is so hard to kill. The Ignite, is it going to hurt? Oh, the Ignite finishes Lulu off. And that means, ladies and gentlemen, that Blaze is at 3 kills to 0. And they are at exactly 3,000 gold lead with those dragons they've had as well. And Captain Jack switching out double lift. He does flash and dash away. Is he going to be able to get out of this? Using his smoke screen to try and get out as well, but it's just not going to be enough. Keeping slowed the entire time. He is picked off as well. Blaze is going to get this tower as well. Wow, I just said a few seconds ago it was a 3,000 gold lead. I was mistaken. It's now a 4,000 gold lead for Blaze.
Yeah, really nice job to capitalize on the advantages they had. Sona was out of lane for so long that they were able to get Graves down weaker than he really needed to be at that time. And then just the 3v1 able to absorb the turrets. But hold on, we do have it. Hotshot being caught in the jungle.
Trying to get Ambition before he dies. Will he be able to get the kill? No! No, he will not. Ambition turning on his ultimate, gives him a little spell vamp. He's able to get a little bit of life back, so he didn't quite die to the last undertow of Olaf.
CLG in a very bad position. It's not like they have the stronger late game comp. They're going to need to pull off some really big plays for them to come back. Maybe a Baron steal.
Yeah, it is approaching the 20-something minute mark, so a Baron could be a possibility relatively soon. We do have a Wriggles Lantern on Olaf, so he's going to be able to take it down a little bit faster if they do get in a position where they have a little bit of extra time to fight Baron, or just coming in when MiG Blaze is getting a little overconfident, trying to go for it a little too soon.
Looks like CLG wants to push bottom back a little bit. They see a couple up top, and they know they can't quite all get up top in time to do any significant defense there, so instead they're going to push the bottom. Mundo is at bottom as well. Here we have actually the bot team of Captain Jack and Lustboy. Now that they've finished off bot tower, they're like, all right, well, let's go top and kill that tower as well.
You know, with both the AD and the support up at top, it's going to give CLG an opening to put on a little bit of pressure at this bottom turret. With both Phantasy Star and Helios are doing a really, really good job of keeping them away from doing any serious damage. Getting a little bit out of position there. Safish is going to look to try to make a conversion with that, but isn't able to quite get close enough to actually pick off either of the players. Crescendo going off, though, that is going to allow Phantasy Star to take a lot of damage, but he's going to be able to get away as Helios starts to take some as well, but not enough damage coming out from the CLG team. What you were talking about before the game of them being more of a tanky team is definitely showing true here. Double Lift is not able to do as much damage as he needs to be at this point, and Ryze comes to meet them to make it a 3v3, very much in favor of MiG Blaze, and CLG needs to back off.
That was a close one. St. Vicious got caught there, but MiG deciding, you know what, it's Udyr. Udyr's kind of hard to kill. Let's not waste our stuff on Udyr.
When Sona's Crescendo went off, Helios did a really good play and he exhausted Graves immediately, and Graves wasn't able to put out the damage needed to kill Riven. If the exhaust hadn't gone off, I'm sure Riven would have died right there. Yeah,
Riven also got a wish from Lustboy, even though he was up at top lane, keeping an eye on that to make sure that Riven stayed alive as well. So nicely played all around by Blaze. Hotshot GG pushing the top lane here, trying to just do this, this pushing strategy that he's pretty good at, and trying to get that top tower down in the meantime while the rest of the team is pushing. But that means that it's just Sona alone at mid tower. Mid tower is going to take a lot of damage before the rest of the team shows up.
Yeah, but if they can position this right, Olaf can actually come and pincer Captain Jack like we see right here. A lot of damage is going to be going down. A giant growth going on as well to stun, throw him up in the air. Captain Jack is very, very close to dying. He does go down. That is going to be the first kill for CLG. They're going to try to keep this pressure on and try to pick up a few more kills. Ambition getting very low, but they counter and Olaf goes down, forcing the rest of CLG to back off a little bit.
Oh, they need to get Ambition. They finally do kill Ryze, but now they might have been routed. They need to get out of here. Otherwise, it's 2 for 2 right now if they get out now. No! Phantasy Star is going to take out Hotshot as well. Chowster trying to duel Helios, and that is not a good position for a Sona to be in. She is going to go down as well. A 2 for 2 turns into a 4 for 2, and MiG Blaze is starting to run away with this game, ladies and gentlemen. A 8,000 gold lead for MiG. They are up on towers. They've gotten, I think, every dragon as well.
Yeah, it was a nice job by CLG to catch Captain Jack and take him out really early, but they had to use a lot of abilities to take him down. They really should have backed off after that point because they were not ready to take on the full team of MiG after Captain Jack was out of position.
Yep, they used everything, so Riven was just able to shred through the team. Riven, no one has CC ready for Riven, CC or exhaust or anything, so Riven got her full damage combo off and everyone just dropped dead.
Yeah,
really
exactly.
You can't let a hero like Riven run rampant like that. You need to CC Riven. You can't slow her, the only things that really work versus Riven are exhaust and CC, and CLG doesn't have any exhaust, so the only way they can stop Riven is Sona's Crescendo, and it's not really going, or Sona's Crescendo and Lulu's Hex actually, but both were used on Captain Jack, so Riven was just able to rampage through the team.
Yep. They did, of course, kill off Captain Jack early, so that was a good win for them at first. But uh-oh, Big Fat Gigi gets caught by Phantasy Star up here. Holds himself to knock back, but turning Riven into a critter isn't going to stop her for very long. Is Big Fat going to be able to get away? Yes, he is. Just too much utility on Lulu.
Yeah, Lulu is an extremely hard champion to actually catch. All of her abilities are actually able to help speed you up or slow down your opponent, making it really, really nice for you to get away. Nice job for her.
And Fanny Star has the cooldown boost and Ghost Blade, so he's up to around 30% CDR right now. CDR, a very, very good stat for Riven as she scales. As her cooldowns are very short, and CDR helps even more so with that.
Yeah, I think that Riven might be a good one to try and pick off. Look at that. Youmuu's Ghost Blade and 2 Dorans and a Bloodthirster doing extremely well. And that Bloodthirster, Riven has not died yet, so that means the Bloodthirster is going to be doing fairly well. Hold that thought. Oh no, Hotshot GG gets caught in the jungle, forced to use his ultimate to run away. Does not get caught and die though this time. We did see him get caught and die in one of their games before, and Olaf in a game before last week that didn't go well for EM Fire actually.
Yeah, so now MiG Blaze is in a really nice position to put on a lot of hurt on this turret. Captain Jack and Helios are just going to try to put on a little bit of poke damage as CLG tries to get in position to defend. But that's going to keep a lot of the minions away as well. So MiG Blaze doing a nice job to siege this turret. Captain Jack staying in between the 2 turrets to keep the champions of CLG away, while the rest of the team can actually put on the hurt.
Yeah, Captain Jack single-handedly zoning out the entire CLG team there. That's, I guess, what happens when you have a Urgot, which a lot of CS, a couple kills and a couple assists. Now MiG pushing up the bottom lane here. Blaze is going to try and go for an inhibitor turret, or at least do some pressure. And they have mid lane pushing as well, so they can afford to do this right now. CLG needs to defend this. They need to make something happen here. They need to force MiG Blaze to overcommit, get some kills, and do some counter damage if they're going to get back in this game.
Everyone on MiG Blaze is incredibly tanky. Urgot has a Frozen Heart and an X-Drinker, and Mundo with Warmogs, and Ryze with his 3 mana items, Tears, the Goddess, and the Soul Shroud, and Banshee's Veil. The CLG needs to focus their CC on Riven, as she's the only one without tenacity. They need to land the Lulu Hex and Sona ult on Riven, and kill Riven immediately when the fight starts. They can't focus Urgot, they can't focus Ryze, they need to kill Riven.
Oh, wow. I think, did I just see the, yeah, Doublelift just used his ult on basically nothing, did very little damage to Captain Jack, and didn't hit anyone else. Might have been trying to clear out creeps, I guess, but that is unfortunate. And by the way, for those of you that might be a little less experienced with League of Legends, CC, what the term that Locodoco is using, is kind of basically an overall term for anything that disables your opponent. So that's what he's saying. They need to do something to disable or lessen the effectiveness of Riven. And look at this. MiG Blaze has 3 players pushing mid, while 2 of them go for Baron. Phantasy Star and Helios, each with shields or the ability to regenerate, trying to go after that Baron by themselves. And CLG, I think, knows what's up, because they're like, wait a minute, why would they only have 3 here?
they know. They're trying to go for the Baron, but they already got the Baron.
Down. Is Helios going to get caught, though? That would be huge if he could kill off Helios earlier. No, the Crescendo goes down on Ambition. They're going to try and take him out as well. He is running to the back. So much damage being done. Ambition is going to survive as well. So many heals from Soraka. Ryze stays alive, everything being focused on Ryze and him surviving the entire time. Look at his Doublelift just desperately attacking minions to try and lifesteal up a little bit to stay alive a little bit longer. But instead, 4 champions go down for CLG. MiG Blaze is going to get an inhibitor out of this. And they've got all 5 up, all 5 with high hit points, things to wish. They actually might be able to take the game right here.
Yeah, that was a beautiful timing by MiG Blaze. CLG wasn't scared to do any sort of 5v5 fight when Blaze was actually doing siege on the turrets, so it allowed 2 of the MiG Blaze team to peel away and start the Baron before CLG realized what was going on. And that's actually going to be the game right there. Game 1 going to MiG Blaze.
GG! 3 seconds left until half of the CLG team respawned, and Blaze finishes it off. They're going to go up 1-0.